Okay, we're finding Lowell now in a nice hypnotic state, and I've given the command that he cannot move this arm. This arm is just stiff like a log. He cannot move this arm. Now this is really interesting because we have to understand the principles of hypnosis. That in life, as we live our life, we are all suggestible to the environment, and we have continuously an influx of information, and this influx of information in terms of people, circumstances, things, it sits in our head in these two components, and this one component is the impression and the other one is the emotion attached to it, and this lodges itself in our brain and then sinks down in our nervous system, in our physiology. Have you gone to a massage therapist and you notice these knots in the back of your neck? This is kind of this psychic energy of the impressions we have gathered down into our physiology. And so the more suggestible we are, and this is a term of hypnosis very important, suggestibility, the more suggestible we are, the more this environment, these things that happen to us make an impression on us. And in the hypnotic state we are actually in that hyper-suggestible state. And so whatever command is given, the mind, the body respond immediately, and this is the whole point of hypnosis. And now he is unable to move his hand. We have given a command in a suggestible state, just in the way that when you are suggestible, when you go through difficult times, then things affect you. In the same way in hypnosis, he is in a hyper-suggestible state. The commands immediately get followed by the body and the mind, and he cannot move his arm now. He may try, but the harder he tries, the more difficult it is to move this arm. Is it not so, Lowell? Now what I'm going to do is, in a moment I'm going to wake him up, but he is not going to be able to move his hand even after waking up. So Lowell, in a moment I'm going to ask you to wake up, and you're going to find that you're unable to move this hand. It's just going to stay there this way. Just open your eyes, Lowell. Open your eyes. That's right. That's right. Now, to your surprise, what happens to this arm, Lowell?
I don't know.
Can you move it?
No.
That's right. So what we have done is we have temporarily disconnected his arm from his nervous system. Now the interesting thing is now he's awake, but he cannot move his arm. How is this possible? Think of it this way. All the impressions in our life that happened, they get lodged in our nervous system. There are people that even have forms of paralysis when there is nothing wrong with them physiologically. And so all the things that happen to us, they make an impression on our mind, sinking down into the body. And it gets dislodged, gets lodged in our nervous system. Sometimes it can be so severely, intensely lodged that they cannot get rid of it. And so when we revisit the hypnotic state, when we bring about that deep state of hypnosis, we can give similar commands. And now as you can see, he cannot move his arm. Try to move it, but you can't move it, is it not?
No.
Isn't it straight? And you're wide awake. If I would leave it this way, the arm would atrophy, and he would actually become paralyzed. This is the power of hypnosis. Now obviously, he's not paralyzed. We don't want to do this, right? So I'm going to ask you in a moment, what do you think is the reason why this hand cannot be moved?
I don't know.
If you would know, what do you think it would be? Hard to say, right? That's right. Now, do we know? Maybe, maybe not. Thing is, he cannot move his arm. This is very interesting. Though, in a moment, I'm going to give him the suggestion that he is going to be able to move his arm. I could even put a bucket of stones on this arm and he will be able to carry it. I can also put a needle right through the skin and he cannot feel it. This is where you can take away pain. In this anesthesia in the arm, he cannot feel a thing. I can pull his hand, I could rip this arm in any possible way. He cannot feel a thing. So we can actually disconnect the body from the mind and the mind from the body in this way, and we could take away pain from him. I've done this a lot with so many clients. And so now Lowell, what I'm going to do is, normally when I tell him the cause, and the cause is that we have temporarily in a suggestible state disconnected this arm from your nervous system, knowing the cause normally could immediately help him release the hand. But sometimes the commands get really lodged deep down inside Lowell. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to just ask you to release this hand now. Just let it go. That's right. That's right. Good. Excellent. See, everything is working. Yes?
Yes.
Excellent. You see? I don't even have to take him in or out of hypnosis. The commands are very, very effective. So the point here is suggestibility. Hypnosis is about suggestibility, and in that suggestibility we can affect positive change. Very, very powerful. Thank you, Lowell. Okay, I'm here with Lowell and we're doing a confusion induction. Now this confusion induction is very effective, particularly with left brain dominant people. And the left brain dominant personality is the one who likes to control things, who likes numbers, figures, and it is highly confusing because there's a huge overload, and this will knock somebody into hypnosis right away. It's very effective. Now Lowell, the way this works, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes, okay? And I'm going to count down from 50 down to 0. Now, as I count down at a particular number, I'm going to, for example, 47, I'm going to snap my fingers. And as I snap my fingers, you're going to open your eyes for just a second. And then you're going to count one number up. You're going to then say 48. And when you close your eyes immediately afterwards, you're going to say deep sleep. And you're going to feel it, okay?
Okay.
And this way we're going to count down to 0. Now you're going to find that you're never going to make it to 0. You're just going to find yourself automatically falling into this deep, relaxing hypnotic state, okay? And that's okay, just let it go.
Okay.
Alright? Now closing the eyes, and here we go, starting at 50, 49, 48, 47, 46.
47, deep sleep.
46, 45, 44, 43, 42.
43, deep sleep.
42, 41, 40, 39, 38.
39, deep sleep.
38, 37, 36, 35, 34.
35, deep sleep.
34, 33, 32, 31, 30.
31, deep sleep.
30, 29, 28, 27, 26. That's right, just let it go, Lowell, and just kind of let yourself relax, okay? As you find yourself going deeper and deeper down, what I'm going to do is, see this top vertebrae here? I'm going to just touch this vertebrae here, and it's going to kind of relax your shoulders, and you're going to find yourself even falling more into a deep sleep, kind of letting this head roll forward in this really comfortable way, but in a way that your neck is really, really relaxed. Just let it all go. Kind of distressed, let it all fall out of these shoulders. That's right. And just let yourself go down deeper and deeper and deeper. That's right. Now this is a confusion induction. Very, very effective, very, very rapidly and very, very gently. Okay, you start noticing, Jenna, that the hand is getting heavier and heavier. Heavier and heavier. And the heavier it becomes, Jenna, the deeper you go into this real relaxing hypnotic sleep. As if somehow the hand going down makes you also go down in that real comfortable relaxing place. Further down, heavier and heavier as his hand moves towards the table. Gravity is one of these things, the hand must go down. As you find yourself moving down with it, further and further down, and when in a moment your hand touches the table, you'll reach the peak of your suggestibility, going down and down, further and further, and deep sleep. That's right. You start noticing, Jenna, that the hand really is getting more and more stuck on the table now. Just let it rest on the table. Getting stuck now on the table, Jenna, completely stuck. As a matter of fact, it's so stuck that you can't remove it. You may try, but the harder you try, the more stuck it is. You can try to move it, I may even ask you to, but you can't move it, isn't it? What I'm going to ask you to do now, Jenna, is I'm going to count from 1 to 3. On the count of 3, you're going to open your eyes. To your surprise, you may notice that the hand will remain stuck on the table. As I count from 1, 2, 3, open your eyes. Now, Jenna, I want you to try to move your hand. Try to move your hand. It's stuck, isn't it? How come, Jenna? You're awake, no?
I don't know. It's so
Try.
weird.
You may try, but you can't move it. As a matter of fact, the strange thing is the harder you try, the more stuck it seems, isn't it?
Yeah, it feels heavy.
That's right. That's right. Isn't it weird?
It's really weird.
It is weird, but because you're awake, you're not in hypnosis yet, your hand is stuck. Isn't it strange?
How's that possible?
It is possible because we have given a suggestion as if we have disconnected your hand from your body in some way. And as we know, we are all very subject to outside impulses, placebo effects, advertisements, things happening to us. And in the same way that these things seem to affect us, in the same way the command I just gave you in a hypnotic state seemed to have affected your nervous system, you cannot move that hand. How does it feel?
Weird.
Weird, that's right. Now, I'm going to count again from 1 to 3, Jenna. And you're going to find your hand again free. As I count from 1, 2, 3. That's right. Isn't it weird? That's right. Now, this is the power of suggestion, Jenna. The power of suggestion is such that we can even override some of your physiological behaviors. The power of your mind is very much in the same way that you can actually prove to yourself that by giving yourself these commands, you can do a lot with your body.
Yeah. It's
You
amazing.
can release things, you can heal things. This is the power of suggestibility. The power of suggestion is the power of hypnosis. And as you're laying here now, Lowell, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take your right arm and I'm going to hold this here. Okay? What we're going to do now, Lowell, what I want you to do, I want you to put all the stresses of your body and mind in this arm. I want you to move it all in this arm. And as and when you start to do this, you're going to find this arm becoming really, really tight and this hand becoming like a fist. All of that stress, the worry, the anger, whatever sits there deep inside of yourself is going to go into this arm. And go ahead, Lowell, and start now. Start putting all of that stress, this anxiety, this worry, this anger, all these issues that have been bothering you. Put it in this arm. Go ahead. Start putting it in, Lowell. Start drawing it out of this body and put it in this arm. And you start seeing this arm getting stiffer and stiffer. This hand, this fist is getting harder and tighter. That's right. Put it in there, Lowell. All of that frustration. Think of that nephew. Think of all this anger. All this worry. Put it in this arm. Okay, and you're going to find slowly that this arm is getting really, really tight. To such a degree that in a moment I'm going to let this arm go and it's going to just stand there, just all by itself. Come on, Lowell. Put it all in there, more and more. Draw it out. That's right. Draw it out. More and more tight. More and more tight. More and more tight. Let it all go, Lowell. Come on. Throw it all in there. That's right. And this arm, I want to see this arm stiff, which is the sign that you all have, all of this anger is getting into this arm. That's right. That's right. And it's just going to stand there all by itself. That's right. Just put it in there. You're going to put all of this anger in there, Lowell. That's right. All of this anger. That's right. This stress, this worry. That's right. And you're going to see this hand even start to shake, Lowell. It starts to shake with this anxiety. It starts to shake with that anger. It starts to shake with this worry. All of that stuff that has been sitting in your mind and in your brain is now sitting in this arm. That's right. That's right. Now in a moment, Lowell, in a moment I'm going to touch this wrist. And when I touch this wrist, all this anxiety, all this worry, all this stress is going to leave you as if it evaporates back into the sky, into the air. And it's going to set you free from all of this stress. We're going to take it out. The moment I'm going to touch this wrist, all of this stuff is going to leave you. And like a sack of potatoes, this arm is just going to let it all go. And here we go. 3, 2, 1, and let it go. Let it go. That's right. Letting it go. Good, good, good. And relax. That's right. Very good. Deeper and deeper. A sense of calm and well-being.
American Hypnosis Network. Brought to you by the American Hypnosis Wellness Institute and the American Board of Clinical Hypnotists. Become a hypnotherapist and start changing lives today.